All right, so you're getting ready for this Terrazzo Setter Supervisor interview, huh?
Yeah,
That's impressive.
it is.
We've got all these RoleCatcher resources to help get you ready for it,
Yeah.
like career guides and sample interview questions, even a peek into their AI tools.
It's like having a roadmap and a practice field and a coach all in one.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we're doing in this deep dive.
Yeah.
We're going to prep you with insider tips on how to answer those tricky questions.
Sure.
And we're going to sprinkle in some career insights from RoleCatcher's guide and even show you how AI can give you an edge.
Great.
So are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
First things first.
Okay.
RoleCatcher really emphasizes that a Terrazzo Setter Supervisor isn't just about, laying down beautiful floors.
Right.
It's about leading the team and troubleshooting on the fly and making sure that those intricate designs really come to life.
It's a real blend of leadership and technical expertise, which
Yeah.
we'll see in the interview questions.
Okay, speaking of questions, RoleCatcher gives us 10 common ones they've seen pop up.
Okay.
Are you ready to tackle the first one?
Yeah, bring it on.
All right, here it is.
Okay.
Tell us about your experience as a Terrazzo setter.
Okay.
Seems simple enough, right?
It does, but it's deceptively straightforward.
Okay.
They're not just looking for like a chronological rundown of your work history.
Right.
This is your chance to really showcase the skills and experience that align with the specific supervisory role.
So instead of just listing your past projects,
Right.
how can you make that answer stand out?
You got to focus on the specific examples that demonstrate your leadership qualities and your problem-solving skills and your expertise in different Terrazzo techniques.
Okay.
Like, did you successfully train a new team member?
Okay.
Did you come up with an innovative solution to a tricky installation?
Right.
Did you manage a project that showcased, a variety of Terrazzo styles?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
It's about painting a picture of your capabilities,
Ex-
not just reciting a list of tasks.
yes.
And that leads us to a potential follow-up.
Okay.
Can you describe your experience working with different types of Terrazzo materials?
Oh, here's where you get to really flaunt your technical knowledge.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide
Yeah.
highlights, the importance of understanding the nuances of different materials like epoxy terrazzo, cement terrazzo, Venetian terrazzo.
Wow.
Be prepared to discuss, their unique properties, the challenges they present, and the specific installation techniques required for each one.
So don't just rattle off a list.
No.
Give concrete examples of projects where you've worked with these materials,
Exactly.
maybe highlighting a time you had to overcome a specific challenge.
Yes. For example, you could say something like, in a recent hotel lobby project, we used Venetian terrazzo for its aesthetic appeal, but the intricate design required meticulous planning and precise execution to achieve the desired finish.
That's a much stronger answer than just saying,
Yeah.
I've worked with Venetian terrazzo.
sort-
Now, RoleCatcher also points out that sometimes you might get asked about a material you haven't worked with yet.
Right.
So what's the best approach in that scenario?
Honesty and a willingness to learn.
Okay.
Instead of trying to fake it, acknowledge, your lack of experience with that specific material, but express, your enthusiasm for expanding your skill set.
Okay.
So you could say something like, while I haven't had the opportunity to work with Palladiana terrazzo yet, I'm eager to learn more about, its unique characteristics and applications. I've been researching its history and techniques, and I'm confident in my ability to quickly master its installation.
Okay, so that shows initiative and a commitment to continuous learning,
Exactly.
which are qualities any good supervisor should have.
For sure.
Okay, moving on to question number 3. How do you ensure the quality of work produced by your team?
Okay.
So this is all about showcasing your leadership and quality control processes.
Right, because as a supervisor, you are responsible for upholding the highest standards of craftsmanship.
So what are some key points to hit in your answer?
First, emphasize your proactive approach.
Okay.
Do you have a system for regular inspections?
Right.
Do you use checklists to ensure that each step of the process is followed correctly?
Okay.
Second, highlight your communication skills.
Okay.
Do you provide clear instructions and expectations to your team?
Right.
Do you offer constructive feedback and guidance?
Yeah.
Finally, demonstrate your commitment to continuous improvement.
Okay.
Do you encourage your team to identify areas for improvement and come up with solutions?
So it's about creating a culture of quality,
Exactly.
not just reacting to problems after they arrive.
Yes, and a potential follow-up here could be,
Yeah.
can you give an example of a time when you had to address a quality issue on a project? How did you handle it?
Oh, so this is where you get to demonstrate your problem-solving skill
Right.
in a real-world scenario.
Yes.
So choose an example that highlights, your ability to identify the root cause of the problem,
Okay.
implement corrective actions, and prevent similar issues from happening again.
It's also a chance to show that you can remain calm and professional under pressure.
Okay, let's move on to question number 4.
Yeah.
How do you manage project timelines and deadlines?
Hi.
This one's all about, your organizational skills and ability to keep things on track.
It is, and it's also about showing your ability to think ahead
Yeah.
and anticipate, potential challenges.
Right.
You want to convey that you're not just reacting to deadlines, you're
Right.
proactively managing them.
So how do you structure your answer to make that clear?
Start by outlining your process.
Okay.
Do you break down large projects into smaller, more manageable tasks?
Okay.
Do you use project management tools to track progress
Okay.
and identify potential bottlenecks?
Right.
Do you communicate regularly with your team and your clients to keep everyone informed?
Yeah, and don't forget to mention your flexibility.
Oh, that's very important.
Construction projects are notorious for unexpected delays and changes. So the interviewer wants to know that you can adapt
Absolutely.
and adjust your plans without compromising quality or deadlines.
And that leads perfectly into a possible follow-up question.
Okay.
Can you describe a time when a project went off schedule?
Okay.
How did you handle it?
Oh, it's the classic, tell me about a time you failed question.
Yes, but they're not looking for a confession.
Okay.
They want to see how you handle challenges and how you learn from your mistakes.
So choose an example that highlights your problem-solving skills and your ability to think on your feet.
Exactly.
Explain how you identified the cause of the delay and communicated with stakeholders and adjusted the project plan to minimize the impact.
Yes.
And most importantly, emphasize what you learned from the experience
Right.
and how you've applied those lessons to subsequent projects.
Absolutely. It's about turning setbacks into opportunities for growth.
Yeah. So we've covered 4 questions so far,
We have.
and we're starting to see a theme here.
What's that?
They're looking for a leader who can handle pressure, solve problems, and keep things moving smoothly.
Exactly. Now imagine if you could practice these answers and get personalized feedback on how to improve them.
Oh, right.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI tools come in.
Oh, right. We haven't even talked about the AI yet.
We haven't.
So tell me more about how that works.
Okay, well, imagine this. You type in your answer to a question like, tell us about your experience as a Terrazzo setter.
Uh-huh.
The AI analyzes your response.
Okay.
It looks at things like the keywords you used, the examples you provided, and even the tone of your answer.
Okay.
Then it gives you personalized feedback,
Oh.
suggesting ways to make it more compelling and concise and relevant to the specific job you're applying for.
So it's not just a generic grammar checker.
No, it's not.
It's actually looking at the content of your answer
It is.
and helping you tailor it to the job requirement.
Exactly. It's like having a personal interview coach who knows what that hiring manager is looking for.
That's impressive.
It is.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued by this AI. But let's dive back into those interview questions.
Okay, sounds good.
Question number 5. How do you handle conflicts or issues that arise on a work site?
Oh, boy.
Construction sites can be, let's just say, high-energy environments.
Yes, they can be.
So they want to know you can keep a cool head
Right.
and maintain a safe and productive workspace.
This question is all about your ability to de-escalate situations,
Okay.
mediate disputes, and find win-win solutions, and it starts with good communication.
Okay, so what are some key things to highlight in your answer?
Emphasize your ability to listen actively,
Oh.
understand different perspectives,
Okay.
and find common ground.
Right.
If you have any specific training and conflict resolution techniques, mention that as well.
Okay.
It shows that you're equipped to handle these situations professionally.
And don't be afraid to give concrete examples.
Yes.
Maybe you had to resolve a disagreement between 2 team members about how to approach a specific task.
Okay.
Or maybe you had to deal with a subcontractor who wasn't meeting their deadlines.
Those are great examples. The key is to show that you can remain calm and objective, even in stressful situations.
And speaking of stressful situations,
Yeah.
let's talk about a potential follow-up.
Okay.
Have you ever had to deal with a difficult team member? How did you handle this situation?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, this one can be tricky.
It can.
You don't want to badmouth a former colleague,
No.
but you also need to show that you can address performance issues effectively.
Exactly. So choose an example that highlights your ability to provide constructive feedback, set clear expectations, and document performance issues.
Okay.
Did you create an action plan for improvement?
Right.
Did you offer additional training or support?
Okay.
Did you involve HR or other supervisors if necessary?
So it's about demonstrating that you can handle these tough conversations with professionalism and fairness.
Exactly.
Okay, we're making good progress here.
We are.
We've covered 5 questions, and we've already gotten some great insights into the role of a Terrazzo Setter Supervisor.
And we've even dipped our toes into the world of AI-powered interview prep.
Right. But we still have a lot to cover,
We do.
including safety protocols,
Yeah.
leadership styles, and staying up to date with industry trends. So buckle up, because we're just getting started.
Okay, bring it on. So let's jump back into those interview questions.
Okay.
We left off on, handling those tricky situations with team members.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's tackle something that every supervisor is responsible for.
Okay.
Safety.
You're spot on. Question number 6 asks, how do you ensure that your team is working safely on a work site?
Yeah.
This isn't just about knowing the rules.
No,
It's about living and breathing, that safety-first culture.
Absolutely. Your answer needs to really convey that safety is non-negotiable for you.
Right.
Highlight your proactive approach.
Okay.
Do you conduct regular safety meetings?
Okay.
Do you have a system for identifying and reporting hazards?
Right.
Are you up to date on the latest OSHA regulations?
Yeah. It's not enough to just say safety is important. Give specific examples of how you've implemented, safety procedures in the past.
Right.
Maybe even a time when you had to correct an unsafe practice.
Yeah, a great example would be on a recent project we were working with a new type of scaffolding. I took the initiative to research the specific safety requirements and conducted a toolbox talk with the team and personally inspected the setup before allowing anyone to use it.
See, that shows that you're not just delegating safety.
Right.
You're leading by example.
Exactly.
And I bet interviewers love to hear those kinds of stories.
They do.
Now, here's a likely follow-up question.
Okay.
Can you describe a specific safety hazard you've encountered on a work site and how you addressed it?
Okay, so this is your chance to demonstrate your quick thinking
Okay.
and your problem-solving skills in a safety context.
So choose an example that highlights your ability to assess risks,
Uh-huh.
implement immediate corrective actions,
Right.
and communicate effectively with your team and other stakeholders.
It could be something as simple as, noticing a trip hazard and immediately, taking care of it.
Right.
Or something more complex like implementing a new safety protocol
Okay.
after a near-miss incident.
The key is to show that you're constantly vigilant
Yes.
and proactive when it comes to safety.
Absolutely. Now shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
Question number 7 asks, how do you motivate and inspire your team to achieve their best work?
Okay.
So this taps into your leadership style
Okay.
and your understanding of, what makes people tick.
It's about more than just giving orders, right?
It is.
It's about creating a positive and supportive work environment
Yes.
where everyone feels valued and motivated to contribute their best.
Exactly. RoleCatcher's Career Guide really emphasizes the importance of recognizing individual strengths and tailoring your motivational approach accordingly.
Okay.
Some team members thrive on public recognition.
Right.
Others prefer one-on-one feedback.
Okay.
Some are motivated by challenging assignments, others by a sense of camaraderie.
So how do you figure out what works best for each team member?
It starts with building those strong relationships and having really open communication.
Okay.
Take the time to get to know your team,
Yeah.
understand their individual goals and aspirations,
Right.
and create a culture of feedback where people feel comfortable sharing their ideas and concerns.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to share examples of how you've successfully motivated teams in the past.
Exactly.
Maybe you implemented a new training program that helped team members develop their skills.
Okay.
Or you introduced a system for recognizing and rewarding exceptional performance.
Those are great examples. And speaking of recognition, here's a potential follow-up.
Okay.
Can you tell me about a time when you had to deal with a team member who was underperforming?
Oh boy.
How did you approach the situation?
This one's a delicate balance.
It is.
You want to show empathy
Yes.
and a desire to help the team member improve, but also demonstrate that you can hold people accountable for their work.
Exactly. Highlight your approach to providing constructive feedback, setting clear expectations, and documenting performance issues.
Right.
Did you create an action plan for improvement?
Okay.
Did you offer additional training or support?
Okay.
Did you involve HR or other supervisors if necessary?
It's about showing that you're committed to helping your team members succeed,
Yes.
but also willing to take appropriate action if performance doesn't improve.
Right. Okay, we're nearing the end of these sample questions.
Okay.
Number 8 asks, How do you stay up to date with industry trends and best practices?
So this is where you demonstrate your commitment to lifelong learning
Exactly.
and your passion for, the craft of terrazzo setting.
The industry is constantly evolving with new materials, techniques, and design trends.
Right.
Show that you're actively seeking out new knowledge
Okay.
and staying ahead of the curve.
So what are some concrete ways you can demonstrate that?
Well, RoleCatcher suggests a few great strategies. First, mention professional associations like the National Terrazzo and Mosaic Association
Okay.
or the Terrazzo Tile and Marble Association of Canada.
Okay.
These organizations offer a wealth of resources like industry publications, conferences, and networking opportunities.
Yeah, those conferences are a fantastic way to see the latest products and techniques firsthand
They are.
and connect with, other professionals in the field.
Absolutely. And speaking of resources, be sure to mention any industry publications you read,
Okay.
websites you follow, or even podcasts you listen to.
Right.
It shows that you're actively engaging with the Terrazzo community and staying informed about the latest trends.
And don't forget about professional development opportunities.
Oh, that's important.
Have you taken any courses or workshops recently to enhance your skills? Are you working towards any certifications?
Those are all great things to highlight.
Yep.
And remember, the beauty of RoleCatcher's AI is that it can help tailor these answers
Right.
to the specific job that you're applying for. Imagine you're applying for a company that specializes in sustainable terrazzo installations.
Okay.
The AI might suggest mentioning your interest in bio-based resins or recycled glass aggregates, showing that your knowledge aligns with their company values.
That's a great example of how AI can help you connect the dots
This is
and make your answers more impactful.
for sure.
Okay, we've covered 8 questions. Are we ready for the final 2?
Let's do it.
Okay, we are in the home stretch.
We are,
2 more questions to go,
right?
and then you'll be ready to tackle that interview with confidence.
You got this.
Question number 9
Okay.
asks, what are your salary expectations?
The salary question.
Yeah.
This one can be a little bit tricky,
Yeah.
but RoleCatcher has some great advice.
Okay.
First, do your research.
All right.
Use resources like salary.com or a Glassdoor
Okay.
to determine, the average salary range
Okay.
for Terrazzo Setter Supervisors in your area.
And don't forget to factor in your own experience level.
Yeah.
Your skills and the specific requirements of the job.
Absolutely right. If you have, specialized certifications
Right.
or a proven track record of managing large-scale projects, you can definitely justify asking for a higher salary.
But what if they ask this question like early in the interview process?
Right.
Before you have a chance to really demonstrate your value?
Yeah, RoleCatcher suggests kind of deflecting the question initially.
Okay.
You could say something like,
Yeah.
I'm very interested in this opportunity, and I'm confident that my skills and experience align well with your requirements. But I'd like to learn more about the responsibilities and expectations of the role before we discuss salary. Would that be all right?
That's a great way to buy yourself some time
It is.
and shift the focus back to your qualifications.
Exactly.
Okay, last but not least, question number 10.
Right.
Do you have any questions for us?
Okay.
Now, this isn't just a formality.
No, it's not.
It's your chance to show that you're engaged,
right.
curious, and thinking critically about the role.
Yes. And
And it's also an opportunity to gather information
it is.
to help you decide if this is the right fit for you.
That's very true.
So what are some good questions to ask?
RoleCatcher suggests focusing on 3 key areas:
Okay.
the company culture, the team dynamics, and the opportunities for growth.
Okay.
For example,
Yeah.
you could ask about the company's commitment to safety,
Right.
the leadership style of the hiring manager,
Okay.
or the opportunities for professional development.
You could also ask about specific projects the team is working on,
Yes.
or the company's vision for the future,
right.
or even what the interviewer enjoys most about working there.
Those are all excellent questions. The key is to ask questions that are genuine and show that you've been, paying attention and really thinking about this opportunity.
And one final tip,
Yeah.
have a few questions written down
Yes.
in advance so you're not caught off guard.
Good advice. Now imagine you've gone through this entire interview and you nailed every question. You feel confident and prepared and really excited about this opportunity, but you're not quite sure how you came across.
Right.
Did you make a good impression? Were your answers clear and concise?
That's where RoleCatcher's AI feedback comes in, right?
Exactly. Remember that video recording feature we talked about earlier?
Mm-hmm.
You can record yourself answering practice questions, and the AI will actually analyze your performance,
Okay.
providing feedback on things like your body language,
Okay.
your tone of voice, and even the content of your answers.
It's like having a personal stylist
It
for your
is.
interview skills.
It can really help you identify areas where you can improve, boost your confidence, and ultimately increase your chances of landing that job.
So there you have it. We've covered 10 common interview questions,
We did.
sprinkled in some career insights from RoleCatcher's guide,
Yeah.
and even explored how their AI tools can take your preparation to a whole other level.
To the next level.
You're now armed with the knowledge and the strategies to walk into that Terrazzo Setter Supervisor interview and really make a lasting impression.
Absolutely.
Remember, confidence is key.
Yeah.
You've got the skills, the experience, and the passion for this work. Now go out there and show them what you're made of.
And one final thought to leave you with: the world of terrazzo is constantly evolving. New materials, techniques, and designs are always emerging. So embrace that change, stay curious, and never stop learning. Who knows, maybe you'll be the one leading the next big innovation in this exciting field.